This is Johnny Boy at FightHype. I'm here with the Warrior, Gabe Rosado, coming off a recent victory at the Barclays Center against Vaughn Alexander. Talk to me about that win and talk to me about the win and how good it felt to be back.
Oh man, it felt good. You know what I'm saying? Got getting on a comeback with we started in August. I think my first fight was the August 4th, and then New York and Brooklyn with Danny. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope, man. Just coming off back-to-back wins, feeling good.
How did the body feel? How were you reacting? The reflexes, everything.
No, man, it was cool, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Being off for almost 3 years, which is crazy, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? We came back right. You know what I'm saying? We came back right.
And what about the fans? Did you get the love? You felt you wanted to be back. You were excited about being back.
No, for sure, bro. You know what I mean? I think the time off was like time needed. You know what I mean? Where I kind of just got the rest of my body. And then like, I think commentating fights for the zone, right? I think you look at the fight from a different view, from a different angle, man. And it's just like you it's just like you educating yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you know things, but when you have to break it down to the audience, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, hold on, let me go to the gym and start working on this. You know what I'm saying? So no, yeah, man, it's good. It's good.
And definitely, later in the future, would you want to be a trainer or something like that? Did that come about?
Honestly, bro, I don't think I got the patience to be a trainer, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to trainers because it takes so much patience to be a trainer. I think being a trainer, right? It depends what kind of trainer you want to be. There's guys that there's different levels of trainers. There's guys that just love to train people, whatever. But there's guys that I think for me, in order for me to one day be a trainer, it would have to be with a fighter that is like has crazy hunger and is willing to learn and is willing to do whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta talk a guy into running, if I gotta talk a guy into eating right, if I gotta talk a guy into staying away from the girls and all that, if I gotta, be like that, bro, I'm not with it. I wouldn't have the patience. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
being a trainer is being like a father too, bro. Like you literally are mentoring a fighter. So it's like you're not just it's more than just the jabs and the right hands, man. Is life is so much to it, bro. So it's a lot. I already got kids, so I don't know if I want more. You know what I mean?
Nah, I hear you, man. Definitely, man. But I was checking social media yesterday, and I see you and Jake Paul going back and forth, going
Yeah,
crazy. Now you
yeah,
went
yeah,
out there to
yeah.
Puerto Rico. You helped them prepare, for sparring. If you're the replacement for Javante Davis, how does the fight go differently than sparring?
No, here's the funny thing, bro. So when they hit me up to work with Jake in Puerto Rico, um, he was like 2 or 3 weeks out from the fight with Chavez. So
Okay.
he was already in condition, you know what I'm saying? I was heading out the PR because I got property over there. So I had to go check over my crib that I had out there. So it just kind of worked out. So I pretty much, like I said, I'm retired, bro. I was chilling. So I just went out there to go work with Jake. As I was working with Jake, that's when I got the itch to get back, bro. So it was literally, I think I only did 3 sessions with Jake. After that is when I had called Abner because Abner had a show in Long Beach. And I called
Okay.
Abner. I said, "Yo, who's headlining the show?" And Abner's like, "You want to get on?" I'm like, "Let's do it." And that's how it played out, bro. So literally from going to work with Jake sparring and all that, I think I got the fight in Long Beach like 4 weeks later. So Jake inspired the comeback.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's inspiring you to continue and try to get this fight with him as well, right? So,
So yeah, we gonna see what's up. You know what I mean? Like, look, man, sparring and a fight is two different things. First of all, sparring is headgear, sparring is 16-ounce gloves. Sparring, one day you might just want to work on a jab. You know what I'm saying? One day you might just want to work on defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really, sparring is to sharpen up, especially if you're not even sparring to fight. See, If I'm sparring just to stay active and just to kind of, I'm just working on things. But if I'm sparring because I got a fight coming up, then my intensity is much higher because I actually have a date. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So Jake, he said he got footage. So it's like, yeah, all right, go edit your little highlights that you had because it wasn't really nothing. But yeah, I mean, put that out. Put that out if it's like that. If I told him put the whole thing out.
Definitely, definitely. But you
Yeah.
spoke about his footwork, man. How slow is his footwork?
Look, man, it's just it's shit talking. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. I've commentated Jake's fights before. I think
Okay.
I commentated about 3 of his fights. So I give him credit. I'm not one of the guys that goes, oh, he's a YouTuber and blah, blah, blah. That's one thing that if the fight was to happen, he not fooling me with that YouTuber shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got Jay Leon Love in his corner. He got top guys. He got a good trainer from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta remember, Jake been doing this for a decade now.
Yes, yeah.
It ain't like Jake just put on a pair of gloves. You know what I'm saying? Jake been doing this for a decade, bro. He been doing this for a minute. So and look, man, when you in the ring like guys with even though they say a lot of these guys are washed up, these guys are still they still are who they are, and they still bring experience. And at the end of the day, after each fight, you take something from each fighter and you add that to your game. So I wouldn't lunch on them and be like, oh, he a YouTuber, whoop, whoop. No, man, he a fighter. But I think it'd be a great fight. It'd be a fight where the fans of say, oh, hold on, this fight right here. You know what I'm saying? Gabe coming off 2 wins. This John is legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think the fans will be excited to see, they want to see something after, we waited, to see the Javante Tank Davis and whatever happened with that. But
Yeah.
what does a win do for you if you were to beat Jake Paul? Where would you go from there? What would that do for your career?
No, man, you know what I'm saying? Look, man, it'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? Because look, one thing is like, Jake is the kind of dude that it took time for me to understand his angle because boxing is so traditional and we so used to the same old, right? Where Jake came in and he shook up the game. Where in the beginning, I could if I'd have jumped on it, I'd have been quick to maybe sound like a hater. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of like fell back and I just kind of peeped what he was doing. And the thing is this, that the reality is, right, when we was coming up, we didn't have social media. We didn't have these platforms. So Jake is coming from this. Jake is from the era of the YouTube, the social media, and he mastered that shit. So he knows how to bring that shit in and bring the audience. Why do you think Netflix is giving this guy a date? Come on, bro, Netflix. You know what I'm saying? So he knows how to draw the crowd, love it or hate it, whether you like the antics or not. He knows how to draw in the audience. So you kind of got to respect that because at the end of the day, this is the entertainment business. It's the hurt business, but you ain't making money unless asses are in seats. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand that angle he coming from. You know what I mean? Do I agree with everything? Nah, but I do understand the angle. So it's times change, man. So you got to adapt with the times.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You mentioned that he was telegraphing the right hand. Is that something that was just talk, or that was just, you really see that you see certain things in this game that you could exploit?
No, for sure. You know what I'm saying? I see things that I could exploit. You know what I'm saying? He probably looking at look, I let them record the sparring. I never really let people record sparring, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I ain't mind because I ain't feel like he was gonna do anything anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it was like whatever. Um that's me not even being in shape, to be honest with you. I was just working with him, you know what I mean? But but yeah, but regardless of whether he's inexperienced and I could take advantage of that, one thing that he got is he do got the size. You know what I'm saying? So he got the size. So you fight this guy with 10-ounce gloves, yeah, you gotta be on your P's and Q's too. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like oh he ain't got no experience, so it's like you just gonna slouch. No, you gotta be on your P's and Q's because it's 10-ounce gloves, and I mean you get hit by a 200-pounder, is you gonna feel that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. There's things I saw, and I'm pretty sure that there's things he saw. You know what I'm saying? Look, one of his trainers, I fought one of his trainers. Everybody knows being Jay Leon Love. You know what I'm saying? We fought. I don't remember what year that was, but a lot of people feel that I won the fight. They gave it to Jay Leon Love. It later then got turned into a no contest. But you know, Jay know what I bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, um, so he got people in his team that's coaching him too, and maybe telling him my flaws and what they think they could do with me. So it's like there's only one way to find out. We rumbling, you know what I'm saying? That's it.
Absolutely. Do you take it personally? Is it personal with him, or this is just business? This is just all fun and games, and it's work.
No, 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 it's not personal, you know what I'm saying? But I think the fight will be, it's not personal, but to me the fight will be high intensity, you know what I'm saying? Because Chavez had an opportunity when Chavez fought him. And Chavez, right here, the way they do it is when Jake is fighting a boxer, it's like the boxer is representing the sport, right? And they're like, here comes this influencer. Let's show him how it's done. But
Yeah.
Chavez, he put his foot on the gas too late. So by the time it was the 8th and 9th round is when Chavez started to apply the pressure, but it was too late. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with that by saying like, I feel that the boxing the boxing audience would be riding with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Jake has solidified himself as a true boxer yet, in the sense of like fighting a real competition. Yeah, you fought Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson's 60. Yeah, I mean, you fought, I don't even know, like, Nate Diaz really is not a boxer. No disrespect to Nate. He a great fighter in what he do, UFC, but he really not a boxer. So I think it's time for Jake to really fight a fighter that is active. And it's not like I'm inactive. I just fought twice this year. You know what I'm saying? Back to back. And I'm coming off wins. So this is legit.
Definitely. So, what would be your final message to Jake Paul to get everything riled up and we can get this fight going?
Oh, he know what it is. I hit him up already, bro. I hit him up directly. You know what I'm saying? I got his number. I hit him up. Was good. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to, it's like, look, it's as simple as sending the contract. Real talk. And the reality is that when the date got canceled with him and Tank, I say, yo, let's rock in November. I would have did the fight on the original date in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Look, when I sparred him, my first day of sparring him, I came from a flight from Los Angeles. So there's no direct flight to Puerto Rico. You got to catch 2 flights. And the hour changes.
Yeah, yeah.
I landed in PR, put my shit away, whoop, got changed, went right to the gym and sparred him. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying?
Yeah.
And so if he got any clips of him doing anything, maybe it was that day where I'm just, working. It wasn't nothing crazy, but I sparred him, and Jay Love was like, yo, damn man, I hate that you had to work. I mean, I hate that you had to. I was like, nah, bro, it's nothing. This work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not tripping about it. I don't really think he a threat. So it wasn't like I had anything to worry about. It wasn't like I was sparring, what I mean, no top dude. And I mean, Jake, to me, is not an elite fighter. He's just a big name in the sense of fame and popularity. You know what I'm saying? Like when Jake walks in a room and he gets attention because he's a influencer. If I walk in a room, and I'm nowhere near as famous as Jake, but if I walk in a room, I get respect because I'm a warrior, because I'm a fighter. When they look at me, they look at a gladiator. You know what I mean? People show me love because they actually respect me. They ain't getting nothing from me because I ain't rich like Jake. But when Jake get love, is it real? Is it fake? You don't really know. And if you getting love, is it respect or is it because you famous and everybody want to get a little soundbite or some shit? It's a different kind of attention me and him get. My shit is genuine and real. His shit is just because he got to make silly videos and he got to put this out and this out. Yeah, you making a lot of money, but at the end of the day, that's not really what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different type of attention, man. I'm good. I don't want that kind of attention. I'm good with, you know what I mean, what I got now. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, definitely. Well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I got you on here. I wanted to see if we could make this happen. You guys going back and forth. I think it's good for the sport, and we get a date, and everybody's, they did their training camps. You're coming fresh off that victory. You're
Yeah,
you're going
yeah,
to be sharp. So I think that's great. But if we can't get that fight, who are some of the people that you look forward to fighting? Is it Caleb Plant, Charlo's? Who are you looking to get in the
yeah.
ring with?
BUMLANGA been talking, you know what I'm saying? BUMLANGA, he be
You guys were
talking.
together. We were all there at the
Yeah,
Barclays
yeah,
together. So
yeah,
you had some words with him.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, um, the the get back is to put myself in position to fight again for a title. You know what I'm saying? So the get back isn't just for the hell of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I really got it in me to have the experience and the time rested to really make a run. You know what I'm saying? And look, man, the titles are gonna get vacated, I think. You know what I'm saying? It's really up to Crawford. But Crawford got his eye set on the middleweight, uh, uh, the middleweight fight. I forget the guy's name. It's hard to
Janabek.
pronounce. Yeah, yeah.
Janabek.
Yeah, so that happens, then I'm sure that the titles get vacated, right? So you got Plant, you got Charlo, you got BUMLANGA, you got a couple names, you know what I'm saying? And these are guys that are beatable. These are top competition. When I say beatable, I'm not saying that like they nobodies. No, this is great competition. But these guys can get beat. You know what I'm saying? And so I like a fight with Plant. I like a fight with Charlo. I like a fight with Resendiz or with BUMLANGA. You know what I'm saying? So I like those fights. I think I could beat those guys.
If you could pick one out of the one, who do you prefer the most?
To be honest with you, man, I think all those guys they have their own style, but I don't think one is more difficult than the other. You know what I'm saying? I think a guy like Plant, you got to deal with maybe a mover. He's a little bit of a mover, but he's not a puncher. You know what I'm saying? And then Charlo, his last fight, he a little flat-footed now. You know what I'm saying? So he there to get hit. Um, and then BUMLANGA, you never know what you're gonna get with BUMLANGA. You know what I'm saying? I think after I'm done with him, I think he should just go become a rapper. I mean, be a reggaetonero or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It just depends, man. But like I said, I like matching up with either one of those guys.
But is it personal with Berlanga? I mean, you were at the fights with him at the 2 weeks ago. What you guys talk about? If you could speak about that.
It's not personal. It's just pure competition.
Okay.
That's all it is because we sparred in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? We sparred in Puerto Rico. And, you know, so we've always talked about the fight on FaceTime, me, him, and his father. And we talked about after the Canelo fight, we'll run it, we're supposed to. And then they end up fighting Mantequilla or whatever. So I even talked to his manager, Keith. And then I guess this Resendiz fight came about, which makes more sense. I get that 100% because Resendiz did beat Plant. So I believe that would be maybe an intercontinental title. So that fight does make sense. So maybe after that one, you know what I mean? But yeah, we talked about it. So, and like I said, it ain't nothing personal, it's competition. And even with Jake, it ain't nothing personal with Jake. Like, you know what I'm saying? We did camp in PR. I taught him a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I taught him, yo, fix this, yo, you doing this. Like there's a lot of pointers I gave him, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no hate, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's competition. So we fight, I'm coming at them. I mean, I'm going hard. You know what I'm saying? Gun blazing.
Definitely. Now, is there any projects that you're working on you want to let the fans know about? Anything coming up in the future?
No, man, just right now, just you know, I'm on training mode because you know, if the fight happens with Jake, that's December. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, we're looking to get back in January. You know what I'm saying? So we're working on a date. I mean, obviously, the big fight would be Jake. You know what I'm saying? That's the fight right there where I mean it'd be huge. But if it ain't that, man, we working for January. So, you know, I'm just locked in on that. Um, you know, and that would be a title fight to kind of put myself in the rankings and like I said, man, get fights with those guys right there in the 168 division. You know what I mean? So that's the move. You know what I mean? And keeping the podcast going, Migayo, man. I'll be dropping the episode soon. Yeah, yeah,
That's
for
it.
sure.
That's it, man. Well, we look
Yeah.
forward to that, man. It's always a pleasure watching you fight. Gabe, thank you for your time, man. I'll see you
Thank you, bro.
soon.
All right, thank you, bro.
You
Appreciate
got
you,
it.
man.